Now I'm going to. Did you tell him?
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because this is just not working. Okay, so this is the one I'm getting rid of, and I'm just going to delete it. Did you tell him?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gone, and now here's the new one. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it kicked me out of Facebook. No, you're good. Hi, everybody. Thank you for heading over. I don't know what happened. It kicked me out of Facebook. Now I see Facebook. Good. Okay. Let me send Perry the link and we will get started. So, a lot going on tonight, a lot going on with this case. And so, I wanted to talk to you guys about it. But before I do that, I want to put in here a little poll. Okay, we're waiting for Perry to come over. While we're waiting for Perry to come over, I gotta set up a new. Here we go. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It just kicked me out of Facebook. I could have went forward without Facebook, but I get a lot of people from Facebook. So I just started a new live. I don't know what happened. So I do apologize. Okay, let's get started. All right, there's Perry. Hi, Perry.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What was that about?
I have no idea.
Crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it does that, but it'll let you come back in. I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to start this new poll really quick. Should we cover Blake Lively? So, Perry, you don't know anything about the Blake Lively case, do you?
None. Nothing.
Nothing?
Uh-uh.
Okay. All right. So I put a little poll on there because I want to know what you guys think. Please to answer the poll, should we cover the new case with Blake Lively? If you guys say yeah, I'll give you a brief overview of what's going on before we get into it. But now we got to cover this Jay-Z stuff. It's weird stuff happening in this case here. It's no secret. The judge just doesn't like Jay-Z or Alex Spiro. It just is what it is. What do you think, Perry?
Yeah, not sure if she just don't like him. Because you get some judges who just want to be fair to both sides. To both
No, she
sides.
doesn't like him. She
Well,
doesn't,
we could say that, right? But it's a big case, right?
Perry.
So, okay. Well,
I
maybe I'm being nice.
Okay, go ahead. State your piece. I keep cutting
I'm
you
basically
off.
just
Go ahead.
saying this, Terrell, that it's a huge case. Jay Z, Diddy, big names,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes you don't want to give a reason why somebody can appeal whatever could happen. I didn't get enough time. This. I, I'm not sure. I'm not no attorney, but at least she let him, move forward with the other thing.
No, she's not. Okay, so let's get into it. So we're
Okay.
gonna talk about Diddy, Jay-Z, and I'm looking at you guys. You guys do not know who Blake Lively is. We will not mention that today. They say, who is that? I'm going to cover it though on the other channel. All right. So it's no secret that the judge, I think this came in late last night, and I'm just now covering it, went ahead and granted Jay-Z Nim the opportunity to move forward to dismiss the case basically under the uh, statutes of limitation and jurisdiction. Okay. But here's the thing. So she gave these orders. These are the new dates that everything's supposed to pop off. Okay. So he's been asking for the very beginning for a speedy trial. A speedy trial. She's doing everything but giving him a speedy trial. It says the court has reviewed defendant Sean Carter's letter seeking leave to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint and plaintiff's letter in opposition. Accordingly, Carter's request to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint is granted. By February 6, 2025, Carter shall file this motion. So, okay, she said they should file it by February 6th. She could have heard that hearing in the next couple of days. She's pushing this back. And then by February 28th, plaintiff shall file her opposition in papers. By March 14th, Carter shall file his reply, if any. That's March 15th. It's Perry. Let's read between the lines. She could have heard that case that day. She could have heard it the next day. She could have heard it 3 days later, a week later.
Yeah.
But everything has to, March 15th.
Yeah.
And this is the weird part, right? I don't think she likes Jay-Z or she likes Spiro. It's just obvious. Come on. Now, okay, fine. She also said you're not allowed to say the woman's name until I say so. We don't have a date on that. I'm not pro one or the other. I'm just trying to do my best to report it as neutral as I can, but I'm not dumb. This woman, I just shouldn't call her that. Judge Torres doesn't appear to like Jay-Z or his attorneys. Everything that they're asking her for, she gives them a hard time before, you know what I mean? Like, don't just file the motion. You better tell me. That I can understand. But a right to a speedy trial, she's dragging this on. Do you agree with me, or am I just being...
Well, it could be. It's January now. What, January 3rd? So that's basically a month down the road. I don't know the legal things. Are they just requesting to file a dismissal within the next month? I don't know the stipulations. Like, did they say we're going to file by this date?
Well, no, but you have heard since the beginning, Jay-Z wants a speedy trial.
Right. No,
that's the first thing he said.
I get it.
I want a speedy trial. She's not giving him a speedy trial. She could have answered this motion within 24 hours, maybe a week. Why can't you hear the hearing? Okay, so that's one thing that makes my antennas go up. All right. Okay, so Tony Busby, where is it? Of course, went to the media and said that, he vetted the then 13-year-old, now 37. Also, he said he had 5 other attorneys look at this case. Okay, something just went wrong. Hold on, guys. Jeez, it's just, I don't know. It keeps clicking off of Facebook. We got on the chat though. And then he said that he had 5 people look at the attorneys look at the case. He says he has a strong case. He vetted her. I'm gonna read it in a minute. And it's apparent, it's obvious. Tony Busby has an amazing reputation. People really like him, especially in the Southern District. But why can't we? Who are these 5 attorneys? Why was it such a disaster when she went on the interview? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just pointing things out. Thank you, Megan. I missed your super chat. It says Jay-Z and Spiro tried to pull a quick and fast move with the motions, and that pissed off the judge. She doesn't like him. She doesn't. She is playing hardball now. She is. I mean, I ain't trying to put no bad luck out there. Just look at her actions. She does not like Jay-Z or Spiro. It's her courtroom, Megan says. She doesn't like him. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out.
Sherelle,
Okay.
let me respond to something in that chat for a second. Hey, Keith Wilkes, he says, Sherelle, I tried to reach out about Jay-Z and situation about his alleged son, Ramir. I used to do promotions for him. Hit me up at Perry Sanders 007 on IG, Keith. But go ahead, Sherelle.
Do you know something that I don't know, Keith? Because this is feeling very weird. And I have spoken to a lot of other attorneys. I've watched other attorneys. Y'all know I have a good relationships with certain attorneys, and they all say Busby is the best of the best. You're not going to get any better than Busby. But we saw the interview with the then 13-year-old. It was a sheer disaster. There is nobody to confirm that we know of her alibi. And if there was somebody, why are they hiding this information? Shouldn't you we be getting all the information so Jay-Z could put his case together? That's number one. Number two is you got plenty of people that say they can't corroborate the story. Now, Gene Deal says that, let me just play it. I don't want to, let me play what Gene Deal says. Everybody's saying that this woman, who I believe they said has some form of autism, no, they can confirm that did not happen the way that she's saying that it happened. Take a listen.
When I first heard the conversation, when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000. That's when I was there. And so I got to read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim, but some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect. As far as I know what we did at that time. First of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs in 2000. You know what I'm saying? So when she said that it was a limousine that picked her up or she went with a limousine driver, I was kind of skeptical and wanted to hear more about her story. So now she said that the limousine driver, got her into a party, but somehow she had to went to a gas station. And if you know that area, there's no gas stations unless you walk all the way up to 96th Street. That's like 40 something blocks. So I was like, all you had to walk to the west side, which is another 14, 15 long blocks. And then you would have to know where you're going to find that gas station because it's close to the West Side Highway. Unless she went all the way downtown, and then who gonna pick her up from that far away from the the venue where she went to? So, and then she said something about that, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop puffing them off or jay them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies. I was like, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story she was talking about.
Let me pause it there for a minute. Okay, so we've got Gene Deal who said that that's impossible. This story doesn't make sense. And at the end of this video that we're watching right here, he comes out and says, the victim, I do not believe this victim. We got Freddie P who says, I do not believe this victim. So Tony Busby has to be holding back some major information, and he very well could be, that will support his stories. Because this man is brilliant. Everyone's saying he's the best of the best. That's why you can't try a trial through the media. That's why I want this case to hurry up and get started. I don't know why the judge keeps pushing things back. We know she doesn't like Jay-Z. Perry, what are your thoughts? I mean, he has to have some information, doesn't he? That he's just not
So,
telling us. Because
look, let me start off by saying this, because we can overpraise an attorney. Busby, yeah, he has a great record. He hasn't won every case that he went to trial for.
but Perry,
Shiro,
I just don't
Shiro,
see.
good too, right? But he haven't won every case. So people will want to give one side, this side credit, the other side no credit. But the thing is, we don't know what the hell they got. The only thing I know is that he got this client that went out there and did this interview. From the things that was written up on the complaint, didn't sound right, and we didn't need to be in court to hear that. A lot of things she said, it was a whole bunch of loopholes, didn't make sense. Now, if you got somebody and you overjealous and you just like, hey, because you can only win a case based off what your client can provide. Now he's out there saying he do a thorough check on the client and all that stuff, right? Any attorney gonna say that, but at this point, coming out here acting like he got all this stuff could just be playing poker, so he don't look bad when this client eventually back out.
But let's err on the side of caution, right?
I am.
Okay. Nobody's gonna mess up their stellar reputation. Tony Busby, even our own attorney said, has a brilliant mind.
Right.
Michael Salt said that. They love him at the Southern District. So I'm just confused on what's really going on. Is she just gonna not? Why not a speedy trial? What? You could have been answered that, all the way to March. We could have handled this in days. Why is she? The judge does not like Jay-Z. She doesn't. Come on. Even though they're supposed to be fair, you could just tell the way. Maybe there's more to this case that we don't know, and she's seeing that he's full of it and
Or being too forceful, maybe.
Do y'all see does anybody in the chat see what I'm seeing? Like, why are we dragging?
Judges are human too. Maybe she could feel his attorney is being too aggressive, too hard, like too forceful. Maybe. And she's letting him know, no, I'm in charge of this, not you.
Right.
It could be one of those things it could be that going through these kind of cases, you can want a speedy trial. A speedy trial could be 4 months instead of a year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Because on the same time, she can't just go to court 2 weeks from now and then now Busby saying, hey, you didn't give me time to do discovery or all these other things you may have to do. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Or not?
All right, so let's you're right. I'm glad we're doing this. I just want to see what everybody else think. So I'll finish playing Gene later. So Gene's saying this woman story doesn't add up to him. He was there around this time. He pointed out they'd never used limos and all of this. And of course, we have the woman's father coming out, and there's no one publicly to support her claims. But Busby says that he did a thorough background check on her. And this we can't deny is that interview, whoever's idea that was, it was a sheer disaster, right? It says Busby told Newsweek on Thursday that he had screened his client before taking her case and strongly rejected criticism that he should have done more to uncover her inconsistencies. Opinions are like noses. Everyone has one, and they all smell. This client was screened by at least 5 attorneys, 5 lawyers. Why can't we find out who the 5 are? Why is this dragging out? Well, do you understand what I'm saying? Why can't we know the name of the victim? What? Right. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Like they got certain rules, whether for a minor at the time, like to keep that person anonymous, right? That they got some rules. Jay-Z and them tried to get it exposed. For whatever reason, they ain't letting that happen yet. But she said that later on in
Right.
the case, it might have to
It
be.
will.
So to be all
It
fair, I
will
don't,
eventually.
but I would just say this from this article right here. Look, the man said basically, hey, I'm being criticized like I ain't do a thorough job. I invest my client and all this. What else do he supposed to come out here and say? His client went out there and made him look bad, in my opinion. When you got this shit written up and you got these dates and all that, and actually, if you go back to it, remember he had filed a couple months ago, then had to go back and edit out on what time she got picked up from the limo. You remember it was something to that effect, Sherelle?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, but
Mhm.
what I'm simply saying is this: he trying to save faith. Now, you can either believe in Busby or believe in Jay Z's attorney. Is it Spiro? Is his name?
Spiro,
Jay Z's
yes.
attorney.
Alex.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So my thing is this: both of them are good lawyers.
Right.
Only
Right.
one can win the case. So somebody gonna come up a loser, right? So we can assume Jay
Hmm.
Z lawyer is full of shit, or we can assume Busby is. But right now, nobody's giving us any facts. Busby can say he vetted her, did all this, had 6 attorneys, 5 investigators, and all this, do all this, but he haven't showed us any proof. The closest thing that we got to proof is that girl, uh, that lady doing the interview, and she gave me the impression that story is not adding up just from her own words. That's just my opinion. Now, do he have anything? No. When the daddy came and picked her up, she said that daddy drove 5 hours, picked her up, and nobody said nothing going home. That shit wouldn't happen in my house and nobody else's. You gonna drive 5 hours to pick your kid up early in the morning?
Well, we all agree, Perry, that the interview was a disaster.
Right.
But I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure out where we're going with this case because uh, it, I'm getting little inklings. You could tell the judge does not like Spiro and Jay Z. She just doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's how I picked up on it. Like she just doesn't. And then uh, Busby, let me read what he said. It says this client was screened by at least 5 lawyers. She also underwent a background check, and we had a seasoned investigator and ex-cop check key points of her claim. She has a reasonable explanation for any alleged inconsistencies. That's what I want to hear. I just want to hear it. I'm tired of waiting. And remains adamant about her claim. Anyone who says she wasn't properly screened is either ignorant or has an agenda. Oh, okay. The plaintiff is one of over 200 people who have accused Combs of abuse. I guess I can say it. Combs is being held in a New York jail awaiting trial on charges of trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. On December 13th, NBC aired details of the interview with Jay-Z's accuser, in which she claimed she talked to musician Benji Madden. I think the name of his band is called Good Charlotte. I think that's it. I'm old. I don't remember. And his brother at the VMA after party where the alleged grape took place. In her lawsuit, she also alleged that after she was raped by Combs and Jay-Z at the same party, she ran to a gas station and called her father, who came to collect her. Madden's representatives told NBC that he was touring the Midwest during the VMAs in 2000 and could not have been at the after show. In addition, the accuser's father told NBC he does not recall picking up his daughter after the alleged rape. So that's what I want to know. I guess we just gotta wait. That's it. I have to wait.
You know what, Sherelle, you got to
We
wait.
got
And,
yeah.
and you also got to understand that these lawyers are playing poker. Neither one have came out and proved nothing in the public. They just going back and forth. Now it's on
Right.
the prosecution side to prove
Mhm.
something, but
Mhm.
you prove it in court. They just trying to get public sentiment, right? And
Right.
he's
Right.
looking
Right.
sort of bad because Jay-Z ain't said much in public about it. His client went out there and
Mhm.
contradicted
Mhm.
the complaint, basically, and said shit that just really don't make
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
Now, do she have evidence? When the daddy said he can't recall 5 hours, and you're supposed to have a child with autism, right? And you
Right.
don't, hell, you would be more safe or more attentive to that child probably than another one, right?
Mhm.
Because of the conditions. You don't say nothing. It just don't make sense. And
Yeah.
now, but to go back to what Busby saying, people would take what he's saying. Oh yeah, he definitely got to have something because what lawyer would sue somebody and they didn't have no evidence? A lot of people get sued just to go to court.
Well, Perry, that's a legit claim.
Say what?
That's a legit claim. That's a legit claim. What lawyer would sue somebody if you don't have any major evidence?
I said a lot of them sue people and don't win. We have gotten sued
Mhm.
and didn't lose. So obviously, an attorney takes it. They can only present
Hmm.
what a client give them. They can feel confident because hell, half the time you don't even know what the other side got until you go to court. You can think you got a strong case
Right. That's
until
what
you
I'm
go in,
itching.
and when you go to court, and then you find out, yeah, everything lined up what this person told me. They was in this city at this time. And then when the defense come up and say I wasn't even in that area and got proof, because right now they ain't putting the proof out there for the other side to see it. So I'm saying,
Mhm.
okay, now people will say, well, hey, why would you sue somebody and then not have enough proof? Most of them think they got evidence. They got a client saying this happened. That's enough to,
Mm.
to try to push forward with it. But
Mhm.
let's flip it. If going through mediation, when they ask for mediation,
Mhm.
they sort of tell Jay-Z, they sort of tell Diddy what they got, right?
Mhm.
For the mediation. If that person know they got this and feel like they was guilty, wouldn't that person just go ahead and settle quietly and not take this to court? Because it's easy to say, oh, well, he wouldn't be doing this without proof. I don't think Jay-Z that stupid not to settle if he knew he was wrong. Just my opinion. You never know. It haven't went to court yet. But
Well,
Busby ain't gave me nothing but a lip service on this. And then he
okay,
get
so
mad and criticized for people who don't believe this must be ignorant. So, I mean, you haven't proved anything yet. Yeah, you're a
well,
good attorney and you won some cases, but that's it.
he
Go ahead.
probably felt that way because he's being attacked. So it goes on to say former federal prosecutor Nima Romney told Newsweekly, knowing that Jay-Z had already filed an extortion lawsuit and was going to strongly deny the allegations and call his client a liar, Busby made a mistake by not vetting the case better. So he's being attacked by other attorneys who, they might be saying stuff to make their self look good, but um
He say
they
the
what
same
their
shit.
opinion well, their opinion really shouldn't matter. They're just doing news interviews so they can get pub, but he's probably feeling attacked. It goes on to say Busby could have easily talked to the victim's father to verify that he picked her up like the NBC reporter did. And Busby could have verified that Benji Madden was at the 2000 VMAs, which he was not. Now, the NBC interview is a problem to the extent that it's inconsistent with the allegations in the complaint, which had to be amended. I mean, on December
Look,
26th, New York. Mhm.
I'm gonna say this, right? I'm not saying Jay-Z is guilty because he's innocent until proven guilty. I'm not saying he didn't do it.
Mhm.
Or I'm not saying this girl is terribly lying. I'm just telling you from what I've heard from
Mhm.
the interview and the civil suit complaint.
Mhm.
It make me, just being honest, make me question a lot of it. I feel like it did more damage than good to make me lean to the other side. Now, and I get it because somebody said, well, Perry, that's right. If he would have settled, then he'd probably end up like Diddy. That's true. Once you settle, Michael Jackson went through this and then had to keep doing it because people are going to come out the woodworks and attack you. So I'm just saying, like, we on one hand, we can't crucify somebody and put somebody on a pedestal. A lot of people want to put Busby on this pedestal and how great he is. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, Ralph.
Somebody want to act like he's so smart and great. And he's a smart attorney, but he haven't won all his cases. Jay-Z attorney ain't won all his cases. So at this point, I think instead of judging it, if we had to judge it from the public, we haven't seen enough evidence to say. I just seen one interview in the girl, and she contradicted herself. That looked bad to me. Jay-Z ain't really said nothing to contradict himself at this point. But we have to settle down and just go to court and see evidence. Because right now, anybody can come out here, talk all this shit, and go to court and don't have not a damn lick of evidence. Or if they do,
Ralph, I'm going to talk about Jag in a few minutes because that doesn't make any sense either. Someone says, this is the battle of the egos. Busby has too much pride to drop this case. Whether Jay-Z is guilty or not, Busby did sloppy work.
Thank you, Jay.
I don't want to say that it's sloppy because but his reputation speaks for itself. That's a lot of people that love Busby. So we got to give him credit for that. He must have did something to garner all of these people's respect. But I don't know what's happening on this case, and we're not going to know now till March. Now I have to wait 3 more months. This is crazy. I want a speedy trial so I can get on to the new trial. But it is what it is. This article ends by saying, on December 26th, New York Judge Annalisa Torres refused Jay-Z's application to dismiss the Grape lawsuit. His motion was based on plaintiff's inconsistencies. However, she has yet to rule on Jay-Z's claim that the case is time barred. Jay-Z is continuing his extortion lawsuit against Busby in California. Busby has denied any wrongdoing. Can you read Jay-Z's verse from Monster, the song? I think I did that. And what did it say? Hold on, I did it. It said something about, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up for you, D Hood. But yeah, so that's what's going on. But this is not looking good for Jay-Z. I cannot jump the gun and make a decision, but it just feels like she don't like him.
Yeah.
She don't do you agree with that? She doesn't like Spiro. This is crazy.
And because look, you got to remember, Busby off record is a great lawyer, but so is Spiro. But when you're in these kind of cases, as a judge, these big time lawyers sometimes get on your damn nerve. Maybe Spiro hit a soft spot with the judge, and she got to let him know who's running that courtroom. But she said, well, whatever. You sent in a request to file a motion. She granted the last one because at the same time, she still got to go by the law too, the judge. Right? So she can't just shun him all the way out.
Someone says, this is going well for Sean Carter and his legal team at Quinn Emanuel. You think so? Why do you think it's going well? Do you think that the judge likes Jay-Z and Spiro? Because it just doesn't feel like it to me. I don't know. No, because judges do that all the time. Be mad with one side, then the next day they're mad at the other. That's true. The so-called victims, most are lying, period. Well, that's another thing. This is why I get so upset with the bloggers that pay these fake people to come on to do these interviews, we spend a lot of time wasted on lies. Okay, they're
Mhm.
still trying to continue it. I made it no secret. That's why I'm not feeling jagged these days. It really is because of what she's doing. She sent me all this paperwork this morning. I'm not reading it. It's just craziness. I'm all about the facts. I want to get this case over with. I want to get it done. I want to know what's going on. But she just sent me all this crazy paperwork, talking crazy, talking about Spiro. I'm not going to even repeat it. It's nonsense. And so, we spent a lot of time with that. Now I want to get to the facts, and I don't have all the facts. And that's what's irritating me. It's why can't we just know who she is, know, who are going to be on the stand. I just want to know information. And so, but I'm not the judge. So now I have to wait. To me, I have to go with Busby on this one because Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, he said Spiro, would have went to mediation. He would have been what Busby has. And if he didn't have anything, Busby could have been. What are your thoughts on what he said?
Okay.
He was Busby on this one.
I get it, but okay. Now, when people question certain things, and this is what I'm trying to do, flip it the other way. If Busby had so much, why go to mediation? Just take his ass to court. Now, if you come to me and somebody, we can go to mediation, I'm gonna sue you, then sue me. If I felt like I didn't do the shit, why even meet up with your ass? I don't give a damn what you got. That's what I'm saying.
Summer, okay, you must have been in Denat's chat last night. Let me tell you something. Let me see if I can pull these. Jack's coming with another crazy story, talking about that Alex Spiro. Now, what did she say? Let me go pull this. Is working with Ronnie Bo. I don't have time for this. Jag, please leave me alone. It's insane. It's a waste of time. I'm wasting my time on nonsense than what's really going on. Look at this. I cannot. She keeps sending me this weird stuff. I'm ignoring her. I don't care what she says anymore. I said what I had to say last night, and now I'm really trying to focus in on the case. A lot of things that Jack says is just lies and made up. But I think a lot of things Gene Deal says is true. And I think that this is just a feeling I got, that Gene Deal is working with the feds. He's not going to tell us, but I just have a feeling. Also, too, they have a new documentary coming out on Diddy, and this time they're going to talk to the staff and talk to the people, the artists that were on making the band. And they probably seen this on the Art of Dialect, where Freddie P was just dragging Diddy for Phil. So I think that this is going to be interesting. Also, too, they said that Gene Deal is on the documentary. Now, this will be the second documentary where Gene Deal was on. No one has asked Jaguar Wright to be on any documentary. I mean, except Tasha K, and she don't want to be on that one. Let's see here. I want to read this. If Jay-Z is so innocent, why won't he stop attacking the credibility of Tony Busby and just let the evidence speak for itself? Well, we don't know if Jay-Z is innocent. And I think that Alex Spiro is being super vicious because that's what he's paid to do. Now, don't forget, they're saying he's getting a lot of pressure from Beyonce. She wants this wrapped up. He's getting a lot of pressure from Jay-Z. And they're probably calling that man every night. Like, how long is this going to be? Can't you do this? Because, it's their money and it's their time, and they have a right to be aggressive with their attorney. So I think it's just a lot of stuff that's involved here, but we don't know if he's innocent. You can never say anybody is innocent until they go to court.
Right. But
if you're judging on the court of public opinion, It's a lot of stuff missing here. A lot. I just want to know, like, who are the 5 attorneys? Why did 5 attorneys look at this case in the first place? What was wrong with just your opinion? And why can't we get her name? It would help so much as a blogger if we just got her name. I want to know her name. Beyonce isn't innocent either. She know who she married. So everybody's turning on Beyonce. Nobody likes Beyonce anymore. They've been turned on Jay-Z. But why are you guys dragging Beyonce too? What is it? Is it birds of a feather flock together? Somebody in the chat tell me why people are leaving the beehives in large numbers. I have my daughter-in-law is a huge Beyonce fan, and she was like, Beyonce's getting a lot of hate these days.
Yeah.
Jay-Z from the hood and can't remember. I wonder why it's so important to know her name. She is someone's child. Well, I'm talking about from an evidence standpoint as a blogger. We hear this side. We want to hear this side.
Right.
But we got to wait. We got to wait till everything is done in court. We got to wait.
And Sherelle, let me say this too, right? I get it. And if she was still a minor, I can get it. 37, no minor. Yes, she's somebody's child. The father said he drove 5 hours, picked her up, but can't recall. But remember, whether you like Jay-Z or not, he's somebody's child too. And sometimes this damage, when you're being accused of something, can financially damage you off a false claim. I'm not saying it's false, but if it is. So at a certain time, where's the fairness to it all? Because maybe I'm starting to think this. You cannot show your name, but if you go to court and lose, it should be a penalty for your ass too. And if you can't pay, maybe jail time. Because too many people is being drugged through this stuff off false claims. That's just my opinion.
I mean, a lot of people are very cautious with the victim because you don't want to scare anybody off. So a lot of people are saying, believe the victim first until proven different. And I, as a woman, I agree with that because a lot of people get shamed when they come out. See, you don't know how bad it is for a woman to come out. So they are, until they have evidence, they're going to ride with her until we have evidence. That's why I want the evidence to come through. But, you know, I got to wait. She's somebody's daughter. She's no longer a child. Well, so these are the different sides. People feel like Perry. Other people feel like.
Well, no, and Sherelle, like, I get what you're saying about this. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying don't believe them, but you're filing a civil suit asking for money. You're filing a civil suit asking for money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you might not want your name up, but if you won, you're gonna sign your name at the bottom of that check. So I'm not saying don't believe the victim, but I get it. Somebody said they could put her in danger, right? That's true. It could. But also, on the flip side, it could put somebody in financial ruins too. So, I mean, I get both sides, but I'm just saying I can understand if it was a child. Just my thought.
I'm going to drop the link today.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody wants to come up, you can. I haven't dropped the link. Wow.
Well, about 2 years now.
I have not dropped the link in quite some time, people.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, though. It's not like believe the victim, but sometimes let it go through its course. Because just because you was accused of something don't mean you're guilty neither. So you can believe the victim and have compassion for them, but let it go through the court system.
So Gene would go on in this interview. People say, why do I believe Gene and not Jag?
Well, I mean, last time I checked, uh, what's up, Ralph?
Hey, Ralph.
How's everything going with
Hey,
y'all?
chilling, chilling. The last
Hope
time
all
I
is
Wow.
checked,
well.
Gene ain't never said he was art by anybody and didn't seek justice. Jag lies. It's obvious. And, we ain't gonna sugarcoat the shit no more. She's a straight liar. And the things she could have heard, yes, it's been rumors, a lot of stuff out here. She probably don't took it because she's a person that's seeking attention. Just my opinion. Very damaged person.
I don't know why I believe Gene. He had a book that I read, and his stories haven't changed. It really hasn't changed. So I just get that feeling. This man is not lying whatsoever. Even when what's his name? Choke no joke tried to discredit him, then he
Yeah.
had to end up changing his tune. I mean, the things that he say make sense, and he can back it up. There's evidence he was working around the times that he said that he was. So anyway, all right, let's start with Ralph. Why don't we believe Jag, but we believe Gene?
Like you said, he's been around it. His credentials are there as far as being a bodyguard, as far as some of the stories that he told. His story hasn't really changed as much. Now, he might be leaving out a couple of things of why he stuck around so long, why it took so long to come forward. But the truth of the energy of it is coming from somewhere. They seen some stuff, even going back to like Beanie Siegel and what he's saying of how everything seemed rituals. Like when Jay would write his verses, he would put on a Biggie chain, you know. So there's a lot of truth to what Gene's saying and a lot of facts to where as though Jag came out with a book in 2017 where she said Jay-Z was a perfect gentleman and then 3 years later switched the whole script up. So, when you look at the inconsistencies with her story compared to other people who's coming with at least somewhat facts and merits, because that's what we want to base everything off, facts.
Plus, two, we know Jag on a personal level, me, Ralph, Perry, Toria, and we just know we know her. We know her.
Yeah.
She's been proved to be in a lot of lies, and plus two, she suffers from mental health. You don't put your dead son ashes on your face when you're sane. Tori, you've been around when all this Jag stuff was happening. Why don't you believe Jag, but you believe Gene? You're on
You
mute.
talking to me?
Yeah. Why would you believe Gene and not Jag?
Just like Ralph said, I believe Gene because he was actually there and hanging in New York, going to different clubs in New York, seeing what was going on. He's not lying when he said they were always in SUVs. They were. Every time you seen one of them, we can go back and look at like entertainment shows, and Tony Busby could have did this himself. Look
Mhm.
back at entertainment shows and you'll see reporters trying to catch Diddy or Jay or one of them. What are they doing? Getting out of a SUV, black SUVs. That's all they drove. They weren't in no limos.
Yeah. Like the night when they went to the club, the Shine night, they were in a black SUV.
Mm-hmm. Look, J Lo was in the back. He passed
They
to
were in
that thing.
a mess.
Yep.
Why do you what are your thoughts on Tony Busby? Because it's not looking good, but we don't have all the facts. Why isn't he releasing the facts? Is it that no good lawyer does? What's going on?
He's an ambulance chaser for one. He likes jumping on bandwagons. He reminds me of Gloria Aldrich. You know
You're
who
talking
that
about
is,
Tony
right?
Busby?
Yes. He reminds
Oh.
me of her. She jumped on all them women with the Me Too thing. And then, lo and behold, one of the chicks that was on Love and Hip Hop went to her. She got it, paraded the girl out there in front of the cameras, saying this man, raped her.
but
did this and that. Come to find out it was a lie. Now she don't hardly do them cases no more. These lawyers word things for their clients. All the statements that are made, the lawyers are making up these statements. The clients are not. Now, if your daughter,
hold on, Toria. I'm gonna push back. Tony Busby has a stellar reputation. Where did he get it from? If he's crazy,
so okay, he lucked up and won a couple cases. The lawyers do that. Look at okay, take the other one. We thought he was a great lawyer. Stormy Daniels' lawyer. What was his name? Avenatti.
Yeah.
We thought he was this great lawyer, and what happened to him?
Oh yeah. That's
Over greed for money.
yeah.
That's another example. What father would pick up his daughter, and she was great by two men, and he was in a car with her for how many hours, and he don't know something's wrong with his child? I'm not buying that. That's the part that made me think this chick is a lie. That's a lie. She's lying.
Dear Ray, what's your opinion on this?
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, yeah. Is it
Okay. Sorry about that,
Reed?
guys.
Is your name
Bear
Reed?
with me. Sinuses, all those things. First of all, hello to everyone. I am
Hi.
one of these type of creators that I kind of sit back and I have to take a breather. When I had a situation where I love Tasha K, and I don't like to talk about other content creators, but I had watched her 2 or 3 days prior, had the son of allegedly Jay-Z's son when she did the sit down with him. And then about 2 or 3 days later, you come and it was like a 360. It was almost like you were allegedly given something under the table by somebody. And then she did come out and say that Beyonce's team reached out to her. So she was all over the place. So for me, I just think there's a lot of moving components. I'm a mother of a special needs child. So, and he's an adult. So my thing is once that component came in for me, I knew that no one's taking this person's best interest, not even Tony, I don't feel, because I wouldn't have never put her on television or put her on period with anyone. For me, I'm just really waiting to see what comes out in the court, what no one says, speculates or anything. I want to see the meat and potatoes. I want to see the facts on paper. You know, for me, I don't understand now why Tony Busby has not put any information or gave any type. I mean, I know he has his day in court, but what happens if the judge decides, hey, once everything goes on, we're going to drop the case. There's no discovery. There's no nothing. Then this person pretty much, if they're telling the truth or not, we will never know. So I just think, like Tori says, it's all about greed. It's all about money. Like, even if Jay-Z is found allegedly not guilty of this, he's already, for me, this is my opinion, allegedly, he's guilty in the eyes of social media. His name is out there now. How can you say you're not friends with P. Diddy and there's pictures of you, and I'm not going to say allegedly because I have the pictures of you with Jennifer Lopez, with Aaliyah, with all of these people, and I just put them in my nice little picture bank because I'm no fool. I'm like you, Sherelle. I'm not going to say anything because I'm not. But the thing is, I don't think his attorney should have came out and said that. It's too much proof to show that he is friends with him. And listen, I'm old school. Birds, listen, you are judged by the company you keep. All the pictures that I've seen him with P. Diddy, I've seen him, and he has this look on his face like he's nervous all the time.
Jay-Z.
I just want, I think P. Diddy is really seeing what's going on and what Jay-Z's saying. And I think that's maybe why he was freaking out Christmas time.
So watch him like, yo, so now you don't know me? Like that?
You Ninja. What's up, Ninja? You don't know me, Ninja. I got something for you. I'm telling you,
Yeah, like
I'm
at this
telling you,
point,
I think 2025, these are my taglines. 2025, you out your damn mind. 2025, you better leave my ass behind. I'm telling you, if P. Diddy does not, I would not go down by myself. But the whole thing is Tony
Oh,
Bugsby.
you would Nino Brown the whole thing?
I'm sorry.
I said you would Nino Brown the whole thing. Remember you said when I'm
Nino
going down.
Brown. What's his name? With
yeah,
the
she on
five
some we all
heartbeats.
we got.
What's his
We
name
all,
with the five heart?
you said the 5 heartbeats.
The one
Oh,
Eddie.
not Eddie Kane.
Eddie.
You ain't about the Eddie Kane, the whole world of ashtray to Eddie Kane.
I want to take a consensus. Do you guys feel, even if, let's say, this is the only thing Jay-Z goes through, do you guys feel that because not just P. Diddy, it's been rumblings in the streets about Jay-Z allegedly for years,
Right.
you know? And why won't he take this DNA test? Why
Exactly.
won't
I
he do
know.
it?
I have no idea.
Mhm.
It don't make
Because if
sense.
he takes it, that means he impregnated allegedly a teenage girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So and when Tasha did the sit down, even if he didn't do it in New Jersey, just because of default, he's the father in, I think it's New Jersey. He's the father by default because he didn't show up. Remember?
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to go back and listen to Tasha K thing. He was supposed to show up to do a paternity test.
Yeah,
He
I
did
know.
not. But
Mhm.
what I'm stating is I'm really disappointed because the moment when he said the sister reached out to him, the
Mhm.
moment he said the sister reached out to him and the sister out of the blue just kind of disappeared, I
Mhm.
knew right then that she had been allegedly brought. And then a few days later, Tasha came and said, "Oh yeah, the Jay-Z brought the sister a house by the water." This was what Beyonce's team told Tasha K. And it's not allegedly because she said it's on her channel. So
No, no, no,
I don't want,
no.
I just, for me, I'm just tired of waiting. I want the stuff
Yeah.
just to go to court,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
done with, because at this point,
Mhm.
I feel bad for Beyonce's children, not for Beyonce because she's grown, but I feel bad for Blue Ivy because she's old enough to know what's going on.
And then,
And you can't keep her from social media forever.
Go ahead, Ralph.
You know,
I was gonna
so
say,
I
like,
just want everybody to, regardless of if the person is autistic or not, I don't call them special needs, I call them special people. And maybe because it's too close to home for me, but I
Right.
just feel like until we know definitively if she's telling the truth or not, I just think Tony Busby should have never put her out like that.
Nope. You shouldn't have.
and
So
there's a
Never.
lot of stuff that's not
What were
on
you
the
gonna say,
table.
Ralph? Go ahead.
I was going to say that there's a lot of stuff that's not on the table because Nicki Minaj was sending messages, and the messages was like saying like, did you know about the stuff that was happening during the Aaliyah videos? So they're getting more
What?
information than being let out to the public. Yeah, after she did the Ray J,
Yeah.
after she was live with Ray J, she sent out IG messages or tweets on X where she was saying like, did you know about the stuff that was going on behind the scenes of Aaliyah videos of people screaming in the background, you know, sexual things that was going on, so on and so
Oh
forth. Did you
my.
know about this type of stuff? And so on and so forth. And I was like, dang, so what videos are they looking at, or what are they getting that we're not getting? Because a lot of them started acting real strange after all of this stuff started coming out. So there's information that's not being leaked to the public that a lot of those elites are getting in their little circuit or circles. And at this point, look, Buzz Lightyear and Star Command need to get this Toy Story over with because something ain't right. For real,
I agree.
I'm over this already. Like, I know all of that. You got a friend in me and all of that, but come on, man. Buzz Lightyear and Star Command need to just get this Toy Story over with. This is it.
Yeah, I
exactly.
wanted it too, but they're dragging it out. Sheila, what are your thoughts on Busby?
It's kind of hard to say. I don't know if he's holding back. You know, we don't know if he's holding back information and he's going to come out with it. It's just kind of sad. It's almost like it's a circus.
But I'm thinking, listen, everybody I talk to say Busby is the cream of the crop. It's got to be more that we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He has to have more information that he's not sharing, and then he's going to come out with it.
Yeah.
Just because other lawyers are vouching for him, lawyers do that all the time. They're not.
True.
They're not going to. They're not going to just say, "Oh, he's a bad lawyer." They're not going to tell you the ins and outs, because they might have to end up working on a case with that person, not by choice but by default. So I just think, you think about it, what cases he took, what this witness is saying. Why did he put this witness out there like that? With really, she said it happened when she was 13 or 14. She's 37 now.
Yeah.
Her story, the boys say they weren't even at them VMAs that year.
Yeah.
I think he's exploiting the child, and I don't think this case is going to make it to court. So I'm not worried about the fact that the judge, ain't going to hear this or hear that until February or March. I'm waiting for Friday when the judge gives Trump his sentence Friday, because he said he was demanded him to come to court Friday the 10th. I want to see what happens then.
Well,
That's what I'm waiting to see.
he did. Say
I'm waiting for it too.
He said it would not be jail time, so it don't matter what the sentence is. Okay, yeah, you on house arrest, but you at Mar-a-Lago. I mean,
but he's a convicted felon now. We at least we got that part.
I mean,
And he's got to pay that lady that money.
That didn't help us much, though. I mean, not to
Exactly.
get off
It
subject.
sure didn't.
It didn't help us. Now he's fixing to ruin the country for the next 4 years. But
Right.
Exactly.
Perry,
You're
he's
right,
not gonna make
Perry.
it. He ain't gonna make it 4 years, Perry. Perry, it's gonna be a year and a
This is
half,
not-
almost
this is not
2,
the
and
politics
then his
I know.
VP is gonna be there.
Let's save it for the
I
politicians.
have a question
hello?
to everybody. Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
I
hold on one
know-
second. This is not the politics channel, people. Okay, kill it. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Okay, my question is, and I'm quite sure I don't want to drag him into this, but if you remember this between with R. Kelly, regardless of what he's done, he knows where a lot of bones are buried.
Hmm.
Do you guys remember
Mhm.
when he really didn't think he was going to be convicted, but almost at the end he started singing. He wanted to tell on people. Do you guys remember, and I'm going to say allegedly, but do you guys remember when it was a big ruckus at a concert? This was years ago with R. Kelly and Jay-Z, and this was when Aaliyah was living, and she was with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly was performing, and this is the hearsay, but he came back, and she was back in a dressing room with Jay-Z, and him and Jay-Z, R. Kelly and Jay-Z got into it about Aaliyah. It's for years.
No,
For
Yes,
years.
they did. You're right.
That whole
You're right.
Aaliyah thing was weird because it was like a lot of them had infatuations with Leah. Look at Timberland. He literally descripted his wife off of Aaliyah's appearance. And he married that woman because she resembled Aaliyah. That's weird that all of them was. Think about it. Aaliyah married R. Kelly at the age of 14, came out with age ain't nothing but a number. I'm writing you a full page letter. And then when everybody shunned it, then she ended up that got pushed under the carpet, like it was okay that he married a 14-year-old. They all justified it back then. And then she ended up with Dame Dash. Like, what are they passing these girls? Like, what's going
don't
on?
forget DMX. Don't forget DMX was in there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what the and let's not even go into Aaron Hall's interview, because Aaron Hall made all of them look bad.
No.
Please.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Okay, let's feel. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Aaron Hall is like, did you guys hear about what's
Creepy.
going on with Dame Dash and his jury? That woman has her foot on his neck. This not allegedly, this is the court paper.
What woman?
The woman that receiving the money when she won the lawsuit from Dame Dash. the attorneys filed papers now wanting the necklaces that he has, the Rockefeller necklace. They want all of that stuff.
Now,
The
I
one
haven't
that
heard
got his
anything
house.
about that. But did you see Dame Dash's teeth fall out?
No,
You just-
Yeah, I seen that.
you just- you know how you sneeze really hard, like chew,
Oh, wow.
his teeth came out. Child, I didn't know he was snaggletooth. Anyway, I try not to. I try not
Yeah,
to.
But
Why Dame Dash ain't got no teeth? What you been smoking? Where your teeth at, Dame? But
But see, this is what it goes to show. It's unfortunate that they pass those young girls around
It
back in
is
the day.
sad.
Right.
And you have to realize that they had parents that were okay with them being in that limelight because of the money.
mm-hmm.
There would be no way if when my daughter was that young, I would be allowing her to be around adult men like that.
Mm-mm.
well, let me ask y'all this: why won't the judge give Jay-Z a speedy trial? Why we gotta wait till March for what?
I think it's a
Sherelle,
lot
that's not
still.
what a speedy trial means.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
When the trial actually gets started, when she sets a trial date, then they have from that date to give him a speedy trial. That the process has to go fast.
It could
I'm
be
tired.
so many. It could be so many witnesses because you got to give both parties a chance to view the list of witnesses. You got to give both parties a chance to view evidence and so on
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. So they might be getting the discovery package ready and trying to make sure everybody is on the same page because
Okay,
you
that
can't.
makes sense. That
So
makes sense,
they could
Ralph.
be buying time for
But
that.
But see, that's where it's
but
gonna
Ralph,
hurt Jay-Z.
how much
The
evidence can
discovery.
be from 14? How much in discovery would she have from back then to show to present as evidence? This is what I don't understand.
It
Well,
Where
could be
is there
witnesses though.
any evidence? I think Busby thought Jay was going to just pay him a salary real quick, and it was going to be dumb, and over with.
but
That's
I'm
what I think.
I want to eject to that because the thing about it is I think on both sides this is going to be a great fight between two of the best lawyers, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we're on the outside looking in, and the problem is that Jay-Z didn't even want it to go allegedly this far. Well, not allegedly. They wanted the judge to just stop it. No discovery, no nothing. And the thing is, when Friday come, because it's a lot of other things that have been going on. I've been watching some other content creators with the facts and the proof. The house where the young girl was saying, when you're autistic, and that's a huge spectrum. When you're autistic,
Yes, it
and
is.
there's a huge spectrum, you sometimes can remember the what's going on right now, but you can't remember but bits and pieces of what's in the past. And it did come out to find out that she had her dates mixed up. But the thing about it is, even the house that she supposedly saying in the store, it's a lot of stuff still coming out. And the thing about it is that the father may have some type of spectrum and couldn't remember or could have been allegedly on doing something else. So you
No.
can't go by just what the dad say. The one thing I did say it, and when I said it, when I went off on Tasha K, it came to pass like a week later. Just because somebody shows up at a club back then, we knew people would show up, take pictures because they got paid for it, but they would hit the back door, they would not be there. They wouldn't. You
Exactly.
remember, yeah, you remember how celebrities would come, they'll show their face, take a picture, and they're gone. You don't even know they're gone because they didn't hit the back door or something. But they just
Yeah,
did that to get paid.
yeah, they would do that
But
for PR.
the whole thing in the beginning was like, oh, he couldn't be there because he was at this location. And that was only 30 minutes away from the house. I'm telling you guys, if it goes to the discovery part, this trial is going to be a good trial because I really feel like Jay-Z has a lot more to lose than even Tony Busby. I really do. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's not just him. He has his wife
Yep.
there, and he has his wife. And the thing about it is, this is no longer about proof. This is about you being judged in the public opinion. That's it. Public opinion. Because
Mm,
think about this,
Well,
Sherelle. Think about this. look at orange guy. Not gonna say his name. Look at orange guy.
Just,
We're gonna
you
look
can
at
say his-
Peppermint Patty.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, this guy can say, I'm gonna grab her by this. I'm gonna do this by this.
Mhm.
He could say all of that. The only reason I feel he wanted to become the next, Prez, is because he thought that was going to get him out of those charges. That's all he's fussing about right now is those charges, because he knows 4 years is very fast. So what I'm saying to you is this: you telling me that Jay-Z, and then I'm saying allegedly, his notoriety hasn't taken a hit since this happened with all of this out, because now the people who are believing it is people who've always believed stuff about him. All I'm just saying, when you're back there in those days, there was no cameras, there was no phones taking pictures of you.
Right.
It's a lot of dirt. And I'm telling you, R. Kelly, Dame Dash, all of them, the pictures that I have, they are all together. And my whole thing is, I'm not saying just because P. Diddy did it, but come on. Who gonna say they're not friends with somebody?
Okay, look, I say this. Now, I'm not gonna say Diddy did it with the 13-year-old. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's innocent neither with other people, or Jay-Z ain't did it to other people. We talking about this specific case. I need to see more evidence on what they sort of got, but we're not gonna see that until they go to court.
Exactly.
A good attorney, Busby, now I give him credit for this. If you got some good information, no, you don't drop it now and give somebody months to defend it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You slap it on their ass later, right?
And protect her name.
Right.
Protect her, because the thing about it is that what's bothering me with Jay-Z, he didn't even want it to go to court. I would want it to go to court if I know I didn't do it, to prove that I'm innocent.
Well,
I would not want to just shut it down.
You want to go ahead and shut it down, and if it get dismissed, people are going to look at it and say, hey, it just got dismissed. They didn't have a case. Nobody want their reputation ruined. Like we said, now, whether guilty or innocent at this point, we don't know. But he's taking a hit. The only person that's not taking a hit is the accuser.
True.
By not giving her name out. That's the only thing I'm saying about all this. And people go, well, I'm not saying don't believe the victim. But at this point, I can see protecting a child's name. And I get the fact people say, oh, that could put this person's life in danger. I get it. Until we get some laws to say if you falsely accuse somebody and you go out there, keep your name hidden. But if you don't win the case, it needs to be some a damn penalty for that.
Yeah,
It
that's
should
true.
be fair. You're right. Consequences, because it's not right that his reputation will be ruined and lose money. Like, he might lose the NFL deal or other deals. They're involved in real estate. They done bought up so much of California and all other properties overseas. They got homes in Italy, France, even Cuba. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's
A lot of businesses started
vibrate
stepping
on
away
that, because
already.
right now, the people in Europe, they wanted to allegedly be done with him anyway with this alcohol deal. So they just took this situation and ran with it. So it ain't, this is the thing. Regardless of, okay, I'm going to keep it 100. I feel Jay-Z got a little bit of sparkle on him from Beyonce, because you can't forget. I mean, I'm not saying something wrong with being an pharmacy dealer, but at the end of the day, yes, you can change your life, but you can't forget who you are and where you come from, and you don't lose that, because you are like all the bad things you've done, how you've messed over people and got companies, and it's a lot of stuff you got to, it may not come to you the right way, but at this point, even if the case was dismissed, people still want to know what happened. Well, how did it get dismissed? What is the case? But I know right now, the situation that he has allegedly over in Europe with the alcohol, the similar situation with P. Diddy, they listen. I hope you don't get mad with me, Sherelle. And
Go ahead.
So I feel like this. As Black people with money, you can only go so far. You can only go so high, because I'm gonna tell you the same thing I said in politics, and I said it years ago when the orange guy got picked. As long as he don't make the old money get mad, he's gonna be fine. This is the thing: United States don't run off new money; it runs off old money. And Beyonce and Jay-Z, them, they are new money. So there are
And I,
people out there that have money that's pulling these strings. So when it's your time to call in, do you not see how all these celebrities, it just seems like their luster and shining gold is going away? It's not just Jay-Z.
Well, yeah, this is the year of exposing. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Ralph, jump in, Ralph.
yeah, I
What were
just
you
want to
saying?
say, do you think this is more so of a rewriting history thing? Because this does change the history of like the 90s, the early 2000s. Like, this changes this affects all of us in a sense because we've been around for the history of this music. So this affects a lot more people than what we're giving it credit for, because this changes the way that we see our history. This changes my childhood. The music that we listen to. Some of us are, R. Kelly babies, as they say, listening to 12 play and all of that stuff. And, this alters the history of hip hop, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct. You are correct. And I was saying that the other day. I'm like, oh my God. And I don't think it's done. I don't think it's really done. I mean, think about anybody that P. Diddy touched when you start looking at them. And why is nobody talking allegedly about Cuba Gooding Jr.? What's going on with that situation?
The drunk? What happened?
No. With the FA and all that stuff. He was overshadowed.
Right. I forgot all about it. You're right.
But you know what? Because he's kind of a small potato compared to the rest of them. He didn't have the power and the influence
Or
that
the
the
money.
other ones did. Yes, or the money.
Exactly. But you are right. You are right. There is something going on, and it's the changing of the guards, I feel. It's the changing of
So
guards.
do
If
you
look
feel
at-
that all of a sudden they black people with money start in powerful positions start being attacked?
Not even just attacked, all of your dirty deeds that were, this 13-year-old situation, that's just the pill, just to pull the layer. It's a lot more to
Yes.
come. And I said that when they took R. Kelly down, which he should have been taken down a long time ago, and I still believe maybe he did give information out, and they just, the government takes their time. They takes their time. But the thing is, like he said, the young man said, if you look at our 90s, at the women, and I was looking at I don't want to put her name out there, but I was looking at MJ, Mary J, hang with this. I just was like, what has she went through? Because when you see her, she just don't look herself. And for the power and the fame and the money, was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Sherelle
Because-
Denot's backstage.
He is.
Yeah, was it worth it?
Hey,
Yeah, Mary J out there
Hey,
looking like
what's
an
up?
auntie.
What's up? I've
I
been
know, I
busy
love her
all
too.
day.
you been busy?
Yeah,
What's
but I
going
was
on
listening.
with you tonight?
Pretty good. What's up? What's up with y'all? Thank y'all so much for allowing me over here.
Yeah, we
No.
just chilling Friday night.
Yay.
I
But
wanted to chime in before you guys escaped Cuban Gooding Jr. And I said it like, Cuban Gooding Jr. and I was represented by the same talent agency. I want to say this was back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And my agent name was Blair Cotton, who does real estate right now. And the reason I got with the agency is because Cuban Gooding Jr. was signed to them. And I think I went to a networking event around that time, 2014, 2015. It was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. It was a network, like a whole bunch of executives and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Mercedes-Benz event, and Cuban Gooding Jr. was there. And to break the ice with him, I was like, hey, we're represented by the same agency. And to him, based on my understanding and looking back at it, to him, I guess because he has a relationship with that agent, he felt like he could violate me or that I was down with something that him and that agent knew about. And so he definitely is a groomer. He definitely did that to Little Rod. I want to substantiate that.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Are you serious?
Yep. And I dropped names. The talent agent, Blair Cotton, the agency was over, I think it was a Momentum or something like that in Burbank. The date, the time, the place. That's how you gotta state facts.
Wow.
Do you realize what you
That's how
just
you
said?
state that.
Oh my God.
But you know what? It's sad, but this has been going on. But I think there's other people outside of them um, that are behind the scenes. Clyde Davis.
Mm,
Oh,
Hmm.
mm,
we don't want to talk about him. Yeah.
mm.
Lucian Grain. Oh man.
I just
Mm-hmm.
seen him the other day. His mind's gone. He can't even walk out of a car by himself. It takes two people to get him out the car now. Clyde Davis is done.
Well, he's probably done because of all of this that's going on. So you imagine the pressure uh, possibly being exposed.
Now,
So,
Yeah.
let me ask you tonight. You've been in Hollywood for a while. Um,
I'm still here. So
oh
there's
yeah, you're
there's
still there.
yeah.
What are they going? Why? What? Why? Why all this sex parties and the drugs and the just doing the most? Why?
I mean, if you really look at it, Hollywood is just it is to an extent Babylon, but at the same time,
mhm.
Yep.
Kamala Harris, she went to school to becoming a licensed attorney, but she slept with Willie Brown for 30 years older than her. She had to do what she had to do. A lot of people in corporate positions have opened their legs to their bosses to get to where they're going. And so Hollywood does not require no education. It does not
Yeah.
require anything specifically. You can be a crackhead and just suddenly say, I'm gonna clean myself up and go get an agent and go on auditions. Steven Seagal, he was discovered, he was security, and they just made a bet to say, I bet you I can put him in a movie and it'll do well. That's how he built a career.
So
So when
you're
you
saying
have
there are a bunch of people that just lucked up. There are a lot of people that would have been down, but they just lucked up by becoming famous in Hollywood.
You were right. That's one aspect of it. Or people got connections. One specific individual, and I'm not going to name that person because this is just and this is just something based on my research. One specific individual, his father was locked up with John Wayne Gacy,
Mm.
in Anderson State Prison over in Iowa. And you guys can figure it out over in Iowa. And John Wayne Gacy and this famous actor's father, the same actor who pretended that he was sick, couldn't move, couldn't talk during the Danny Masterson trial.
Mm.
Okay, that's a big hint. His father met his mother while him and John Wayne Gacy were JC boys at Anderson State Prison. And back then, Procter and Gamble used to go to the prisons and get people to do work and so forth. And this particular individual's father was there. And it's alleged that when John Wayne Gacy got out, he was supposed to stay in touch with this particular individual's father because all the crimes and everything that he committed and did over in Iowa were in a black book with politicians and so forth. And then, when he got out, he gained the system with the Chicago and did it over again. So it's alleged that this particular actor who was a model at the freak parties with Diddy, remember this particular actor was a model in New York City before he ain't have no experience and connected with the right people and got on a TV show and became a star. So
Okay, that's gotta be him. Nobody say the name. That's gotta be him. It's gotta be him. He did a lot of dirt with Diddy. How come he ain't getting no smoke? He is getting no smoke. He been hanging with Danny Masterson. Nobody's mentioned this name at the bottom of my screen. Nobody.
Right.
And didn't he leave the country? He left the country. Child.
and another thing to put it into perspective,
I said it.
ain't nobody Army Hammer, and I can say his name. He was caught up in cannibalism and eating people. He just came out on a podcast talking about people were his drug of choice and meat skins, and he's still getting movie roles. He got the same Diddy allegations, but worse. And he admitted to it, going out bragging about it, interviewing about it, and he's still getting work in Hollywood because he's white.
Hugh Hefner. You got to get out of Hollywood tonight.
You
There are a
guys
bunch
have to
of nut jobs there.
Yeah,
But
the only
this
reason
is-
I'm still here is because I said that I can do it, but low key, I probably moved to Brazil with the, yeah.
But this has been
It's a
going on
bunch of
for a
weirdos.
century.
And
You
when I
got
get
to
out of Hollywood, I'm gonna bring the receipts. I'm not gonna be Jaguar, right? I can show you emails, pictures, and everything. I can show you facts. I would have the internet on fire because I know how to present a fact.
Look, do you think Ashton Kutcher's getting away with Emmer because he's white?
Absolutely. That's why I said during the Danny Masterson trial, he was supposed to be a witness and testify, and it goes back to that 70s show. Even the Hollywood Reaper right now is still saying that he's innocent, and people are alleging that Ashton Kutcher did that heinous crime. So when Danny Masterson trial happened, he look, it's there. He said he couldn't talk.
No, I know what you're talking about. Ashton Kutcher is as guilty as they come. What I do with my? He is guilty, guilty, guilty. Wouldn't you say?
I wonder why he got that role in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. I knew it was something about that role.
And then check this out. I had the script for.
He was with Diddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. The script, Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman, they did a movie called No Strings Attached. And the original script, which I have and which I had to go through class, the first 15 minutes of it was kids at summer camp playing with each other.
Whoa.
I have the original script.
Yeah, they've been trying to introduce that. And so many different levels of it. They've been
but
trying.
You know what? This isn't nothing new. Think about it. Marilyn Monroe, way back then, that the casting couch, they meant that. They took them to the couch. They did whatever they wanted if they wanted the roles.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Denai, I got Tulsa in the back. We good?
Oh, wait, this is.
Oh no, I can drop down. I can drop down.
No, we good. Like I don't. You know, my platform is like I would
Yeah,
never platform or do anything.
Girl, get
like
the
that.
super chat from Kobe.
There's a super chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hold on one second, guys. It says Diddy and Jay-Z can't get a fair trial. The jury pool is poisoned, but yet no Epstein list yet. I mean, a lot of people are saying that they're treating Diddy and Jay-Z way worse than they did Epstein. Does anybody agree?
I agree. And then you got to realize too that they're tarnishing their names. Even if they do walk away from it, their names have been tarnished. It's a perfect example of how Michael Jackson, even though he was found innocent, people for years still believe that he did those things.
Yeah. Hey, Tulsa, what's up, girl?
Hey. Oh, I was just gonna wait until I was gonna let them get their commentary, then I was gonna give mine at the end, if that's okay.
But I can drop down, but I want you guys to say a prayer for my grandson. He's over in South Korea.
Oh, no,
in the Army. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We sure will.
Yes, he'll be gone for a whole year. That's my only grandson.
So she'll definitely be praying for him.
Yes, I know. I know my husband is definitely being his guardian angel right now.
That's right.
Well, thanks for calling in, Sheila.
Yes,
It's always good to hear from you.
Yes, you guys have a happy new year. And hey, I still be listening. Every once in a while, I catch the lives, and I caught one today. And you keep doing the good work. And Perry, I catch your channel too.
Good. So enjoy your weekend.
I plan on it. You guys have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You too, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
At this point, we'll never really know the depths of it, because then we'll have to go back to Michael Jackson and Diana Ross, The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, all the way back to Elvis Presley marrying that 14-year-old. Like, we'll have to comb back too much.
Right.
Like, you know how far back we got to go to figure
Did you
this
just
out,
bring
man?
up Elvis Presley? Really?
Hey, and Jerry Lee Lewis and Loretta Lynn, they all married them young girls. And Loretta Lynn was 12 when she got married and had a baby at 13.
Who was the guy, I guess he was a big actor or a comedian or something in LA that married his daughter?
What about Johnny Cash?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you talking about
Woody
that
Allen.
movie producer, Woody Allen.
Allen, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, like we would have to, like, I think we all was oblivious to what was going on. Maybe we was captivated by the characters or the roles that they were playing or something like that. But when you dig deep, like it all looks bad.
Woody Allen has always been weird. And I was like, what? You just gonna marry your daughter? It's weird. Them people weird.
Can I address your super? Oh shit! I wanted to address that super chat before.
It
because
says, I was thinking it's weird how they cast 30-year-olds as high schoolers in TV and film. Like they're trying to groom us viewers to have eyes for older people. Damn. Go ahead, do not respond.
So when I first came to Hollywood, I was 18, 19 and wanted to get on Glee and stuff and realized it was 30 plus. And after I've been through extensive training, the reason why they don't hire, it's called 18 to look younger. They hire adults to play is because of life experience. Life is an imitation of art. Art is an imitation of life. And so when they hire people to play high school roles, oftentimes they want them to be at a certain maturity level because you can be like Amanda Bynes to where you're playing so many different characters and so many different life, and it can shatter your actual reality. So the reason why they do that is because it's a mental health issue. That's what it is, because you're literally splitting yourself and your personality when you're acting. Look at Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, Heath Ledger took a man after he put himself in that dark role. He couldn't get out of it.
It was sad, real sad. So, Dana, if you had to guess on the information that we have right now, does the judge like Jay-Z?
Okay, I'm glad you asked because I broke this down, right? And you know, I've been through and dealt with quite a few judges. So the judge, to me, I feel like that judge, when I look at her, she would be what Trump and a lot of Republicans would consider a DEI hire. And also she's been in New York for an extensive amount of time. So if there's any dirt about Jay-Z, she would know it. Even though she's the judge, she has to be impartial. She can't insert herself into the case. So her rulings could be because she knows something that's not being presented in the case and feel like he should be punished. That's number one. Number two, a lot of times when that stuff happening, there's a lot of money being moved around on the back. And when money is moved around, it could be that the judge is ruling like that so that by the time she dismissed him from the case, it would have already been a perception that she was unbiased. So it could be either or.
She don't like him. She don't like him. She don't
But
like
that could
Cyril.
be a play. That could be a play, an absolute play. Listen, you got Tony Busby from Texas having to get permission from lawyers in New York City, these same colleagues that she eat lunch, breakfast, dinner with.
Right,
Hang out with.
right.
Alex, that's why I'm saying it could be a play to where let me hammer him down and let me force him to make the public and everybody believe that he's going to get my permission and I'm in charge of my courtroom. And then judges are crazy. She could have been having a bad day on her cycle, going through menopause that particular day. So that ruling and what she did does not detail the overall narrative of the case. At any time it can change. And the fact that it was so harsh and so in your face and everybody is jumping to the conclusion that she don't like him, I think it's a play.
Well, she's playing it good because it just feels like she doesn't like him, everything he wants. This could have been handled quicker than March. We gotta wait
She could just be telling them, I want my check to be bigger. She could be telling them that too.
Well, it could be that. Look, I mean, Sherelle, like these court cases aren't that fast, really.
I know, but this one needs to hurry up.
Especially when you got these
The wheels of justice turns very slow.
Because if you file a motion, they're gonna have 2 weeks or whatever to feel that. So maybe be more patient. But these attorneys have egos too. And sometimes the judge got to let you know who running this shit.
Yeah.
You know, but she let the last motion go through. So we'll see.
All right, y'all. Listen.
Well, I'll say about that. The Southern District of New York is the only federal court in the United States that do these letter motions. That's why every day you see something new filed. Those aren't actual motions. Those are pretty much like ex parte communication that would be looked at as vexatious in any other court in the United States. So this judge, is using this and saying, you got to get my permission. And okay, let me go ahead and tell you can do what I know your right is to do. You got the right to file a motion to dismiss. Tony Busby moved the goalpost in a letter motion when he tried to cry about a safe harbor motion and to say that it was a motion to dismiss. It was never a motion to dismiss file. It was a motion to preserve evidence and letting him know in that motion that right. Yeah. So it was never a 12 B6 motion up for debate or the conversation, Tony Busby moved the goalpost in that letter motion.
What are your thoughts on Tony Busby?
I think Tony Busby, just like Area Mitchell Kidd, they see that there's this law in New York City, gender against women motivation, that's going to expire March 1st, 2025. And as many people and as many lawsuits are going to come out. And with this law at play, despite what Jay-Z, Alex Shapiro misquoted the law, anybody, if it was 100 years ago, something happened to you in New York City, you can go and file a lawsuit under that Gender Motivation Violence Act. After that expires on the 1st, you could only look back 1 to 7 years.
So, do you believe he has 200 cases against Diddy?
No, I believe this is an attorney who is looking at this expiration of this particular law as it's a slot machine at the casino. How much pressure, you even see many attorneys or even in pro se people like Dwayne Youngblood and Tyrone Blackburn. They're using this element as a dough to go out and harass black billionaires and then name them in a case to pretty much do transfers of wealth. Because if you're spending money on attorney fees, Alex Shapiro, that's money going to him and his family pocket in the court, in the system, and is coming out of their pockets, and like the biggest mistake Diddy did was he's so dumb. And this is the biggest difference between Jay-Z and Diddy. Jay-Z got Beyonce and Blue Ivy. We are naturally going to protect him because of that. Let's be clear about that. Diddy he was with Cassie. We believe he unalived Kim Porter. So he don't have a strong black woman that's clean.
That's what 50 Cent said. That's
right.
what 50 Cent said.
And so when Diddy got sued by Cassie, that was an employee lawsuit. She sued as a former employee, not just as a random person. And then with all those corporations, the insurance companies, the policies and everything, because once they serve, they begin to calculate, will it be cheaper to settle this or to go through with this? And Diddy didn't lose. He didn't take $30 million out of his bank account and transfer it to Cassie. That was insurance money. And he was like, okay, I'm going to do that and get rid of it. And then it just opened up a floodgate. So the biggest mistake he did was settle that lawsuit.
The biggest. Yeah. All right, Miss Tosa, I like your hair. What do you have to say?
Thank you. And I'm loving the lip color. What are you wearing today?
I don't know, some maroon. I don't know.
Okay,
Dark.
loving it. Hey Barry, hey piano. So what I was gonna say was the Jay-Z allegations triggered something in the courts to where the young lady is being protected, right? And I just kind of feel like, do y'all remember the Young Thugs case, the YSL trial, and how long it was dragged out? I wanted to counter that with, do y'all think that if this does go to trial, is it going to be something like that? My other question was,
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think they asked for 10 days. Didn't I don't think they're going to drag out the trial.
Okay, so
I hope not.
Okay, so I wanted to know, was it about exposing the attorney Busby about the alleged like STDs that he had given to a woman? Because I feel like they're taking, the spotlight from the alleged victim. And I feel like if there are victims out there, then they do deserve justice in their day in court. So I just kind of feel like I'm confused of where the attorneys are coming from when they are going and looking
I know, Tulsa, you always say believe the victims, and you're very strong in that. And a lot of women feel like that. They feel like believe the victim. But you have to admit in the interview, that's why I'm saying it's got to be more. She bombed the interview. Do you agree with that?
But my thing is, that was her perspective. But I say if we let it go through the courts, and if it comes out, okay, he's not guilty, this is in the documents, okay, well, we got our proof and then we can move on. I think, like you said, we're just ready for it to get into court, right? All right, so we'll just wait on that. But I wanted to shine light on Desiree Perez. She's an ex-informant and she works with Rock Nation. So I want you all to pay attention, because people are like, oh, well, Diddy, he's working with the FBI. Well, Jay-Z has an ex-informant that worked with him closely. So I just wanted to put that out there.
So right
And then
now, with the information, hold on, with the information that you have, what are your thoughts of Jay-Z with the information we have right now?
I think that this should definitely go through due process. I don't think that we need to rush anything. He just has a little bit more money than some of us in our bank accounts. But I think that the judge took a stand. I mean, she's a woman, for Christ's sakes. You know, if she had acted different, then maybe we would be side eyeing her. But I totally agree with her, going by the books. And just because you have this notoriety, you have a big bank account, that doesn't fly here in the courts. And we're going to take it through due process.
Do you think she likes him? You could just she's very stern with him. Have you
I
seen that?
think that when she took that oath, that she was going to give everybody a fair chance. And I think that with this big audience, with public opinion, that was mentioned, and she want to just handle it with care.
All right, y'all. So that's where
Where's Stevie J at? Where's
hiding.
Stevie J? I need to know where Stevie J is, because
He's somewhere hiding.
Yeah, Stevie J was out here. He was walking with Diddy. Where we need some interviews, like they call TMZ for everything else. But I want y'all to wake this up right quick. Stevie J, let us know how that money is, how big his money is. You married Faith. That was Diddy's artist. I need to know, just, were y'all keeping the money in full motion?
What do you mean? Because Stevie J has been broke on Love and Hip Hop for quite some time, and he has the sniff problem. He spends a lot of money on the drugs, child. The drugs.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Who is his bestie? Who is his ride or die?
Benzino or Diddy?
No, Diddy.
His baby mother.
I mean, it's a control thing. If he hooked him up with Faith, they got married. Get some of that spousal support money, and he had to pay daddy. Pay daddy up.
Sure, can I correct
Allegedly
before you go? I really. So I've done enough research, and you guys can too, where people, most recently a couple of weeks ago, it was this African-American woman who came back and said that she was sorry for saying that some white students raped her and they got sentenced.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I seen a video of a mother telling her daughter to say that her boyfriend at the time touched her because she wanted her daughter to tell that to the police. So when we have instances where little girls are being told to tell lies, or women are coming back saying that they lied on somebody, that believe the victim narrative in 2025, we got to call out the bad actors. We got to call the bad actors who have disabilities, mental health issues, autism, and everything that probably would lie for any amount of attention. So that believe the victim narrative is very, very murky. That's all I want to say.
Denai, have you noticed a lot of men take your theory? They believe the same way. But the reason that the women say believe the victim is because we have been.
It's your anecdotal experiences.
I got it.
You come from your anecdotal experiences, right?
No,
oftentimes.
No, it happens. It's not in our head. Like, it takes
right.
A lot
it happens. But Sherelle, if it and I'm not trying to invade your privacy or anything, but I can almost assure you, if you went through something so traumatic, you would automatically, impulsively in your body, that dark spot that's not healed would tell you, let me support somebody else this happened to, because I was silenced and I wasn't hurt. And then we have
no. Denai, you do not understand what being violated does to you.
Right.
Because you never have to worry about that. Y'all don't have to worry about that. You don't think about that, but it changes the path of your life.
True.
It changes who you are.
Look at the Menendez brothers. The judge specifically said the women's battered victim syndrome, however you say it, didn't apply to me. So it happens to both sides. So I just feel like this believe the victim.
It happens mostly to women.
Okay, and I don't dispute that. I just feel like in 2025 we have so many instances where we can see online where people have misappropriated that, and you cannot deny that reality,
I,
even though you're shaking your head. But go ahead.
I
Sherelle, can you
want
have
you
it
to
both?
understand, huh?
Can you have it both ways? Like, can you believe the victim? Because I think a lot of people come up and you just automatically discredit the person. Can you believe the victim and investigate or look into it, but
Period.
without
So let me explain what these men don't understand. Listen, I live my whole life thinking about safety, because if I ever got into that position, my whole life would change. It's a fear that I live. I can't walk down the street by myself. Oh, it's dark. I can't go here. We're always thinking about it. It's one of the worst things that can ever happen to a woman. And you don't understand. You don't understand because you don't have to live the life that we live. And so I'm saying just be real careful because it messes you up mentally for the rest of your life. Have you ever heard someone say they were touched as a child or art? And sometimes you can't get back right after that. Do you understand that part?
Yeah,
That's
I it's called
100% true,
trauma.
Shrimp.
You know,
No,
go ahead. Who
I'm
was that?
sorry. It's
that's
me.
Ralph.
I was gonna say, like, she's right. Our fears are different. As a 6'5" black man, I don't have the same fears as a 5'5"
Okay.
man, right? I don't have to worry
Mhm.
about someone trying to snatch my stuff because I'm well built, right? So I have to worry about somebody trying to take me out. A lot of people look at me and they say, if I have to fight your big ass, I'm using a weapon, right? So I don't have the same fears as a lot of other people, right? Like, women have a fear in this world, walking down the street, being alone, dark alleyways, getting in the car. They have to have a lot more cautionary measures than what we have, and that's not including the long-term traumas of from when they were a kid or what they might have seen on TV or some other family members might have went through. So when you're looking at the fear base that is placed on us, then the cautionary measures that they would have to take is way more than what we would have to take. So their sympathization for these type of trauma situations are a lot more different than what we would analyze it as far as men, you know.
Because just think about this, Ralph. If you grab me 6'5", there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to fight Ralph. Nothing. And once it
She done,
happens, it messes with your head. It's PTSD, it's trauma on the highest level.
And I can
So I
imagine it.
understand what y'all saying, but just try to remember our worlds are different. It's just horrible. And I mean, I that's all I know how to describe it. And it's, I have friends to this day. It happened to her 30 years ago. If she hears a car horn, she freaks out. She'll never be the same. Just never. Just remember that. But I understand what y'all saying. Yeah, some women lie and take advantage. I got it. But it's better to err on the side of caution than to shame a victim.
And I just want to say this in closing. I was looking at Surviving Jaguar Tasha K series, and that's what opened my mind to it. So it's not really about all women. I just have an anecdotal situation. It got me thinking. And Tasha K
What
is
was
a
you
black
think?
woman who produced it. So yeah.
What were you thinking, Janai?
It's
What were you
like
thinking?
it's the same play. Like the videos, the clips, everything she was doing in 2017, she's doing it today. It's
Oh,
the
you talking about
same play.
Jaguar, right?
Yeah, and accusing men of SA, said her husband Sam Jr. So I literally was looking at that earlier. So I was speaking from that perspective. I don't want women to say that I hate black women or all women. I was just coming from a place of a whole nuisance on the internet. But go ahead.
Well, that's why I'm done with Jag. When I realized that what she was doing, and to the extent, that's why we exposed it. People are still going to support Jag no matter what, because you just got some people, they got to wait, they got to see it themselves. But for
she had
me,
like 5 boyfriends in 1 year, and right after each one of them SA'd her, each one of them stole her money, each one of them owes her money. That woman
Victoria is
wouldn't
not
know the
mine.
truth if it knocked her in the head. They were all her Johnny Popcorns, and she calls her tricks Johnny Popcorns. And each one of them loved her. That was her fiance. That was the best deed she ever had. Then 30 days later, he SA'd me. He owes me money. I left him. He ain't had no money. He was a bum.
And
He
you
was
don't play like
gay.
that. You don't play like that. You don't play like that. And I asked her last night
She
on your chat.
accused that one guy, the one that lived in Chicago. I really felt sorry for him. She accused him of raping, and he went to court and everything, and called the police and all about that because she ruined his reputation. She called his job. I think he was a UPS driver or something. She tried to get that man in all kind of trouble.
Well,
Wow.
did you hear me ask her on your channel? Did Jay-Z, are you? She wouldn't answer the question.
Exactly. And that just irked me. That totally irked me. And I was thinking of that when I came here. So no, I'm not misogynist. I just didn't let you
I
guys know where I
missed
was coming
that.
from.
I missed that show, y'all too, on that show. I'm gonna have to go
Because you
back and
hate
watch
me.
Denot's video.
You hate
And
you
Denot, I
love
want to
me.
tell you something. If I said anything years ago to offend you, I apologize.
Oh,
Listen,
look at the love. Look
listen,
at the love, y'all.
we are done and over with that. And I told myself that I didn't tell nobody else. And guess what? Because I'm right within myself, I got Perry and Sherelle collaborating. I got people like Ralph that's ride or die. I can stand here with Tosa, you. I don't have
Yeah.
no maliciousness for you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me.
We all go way back. I didn't even realize this. Way
Yeah.
back.
I said some real, Sherelle, I said some real ignorant stuff on a live one night when he was over there on KP's channel. I'm just say OKP channel. And I said something really ignorant that he was a trick in LA, and I just really ignorant stuff. And that's why I'm apologizing, because I am too damn old to be saying something like that about anybody.
That's good.
And
That's good because in 2025, look, sometimes you get to let some bygones be bygones. We got to move forward. And y'all gonna bring tears to my eyes with the sadness. Make me want to sing that song. Happy feelings.
No, but look, I forgot. We all go way back. We know there's a deeper problem with
yeah.
some people, and so,
Yeah, right.
but so it is what it is. Anyway,
Yeah. But Tulsa, this case with Jay-Z ain't nothing like YSL, honey, because I was there almost 3 years with that case every day. My husband was so sick of me and YSL trial because I walked around with that phone in my face. No matter where I went, I didn't want to miss not one thing in that trial. And no, the Jay-Z trial is not going to be like YSL.
What
That's
time?
a whole different trial.
I'm gonna wrap this up, but don't hang up, don't hang up, Ralph. And we got some stuff to talk about. And this has been a good conversation. I don't know. We just gotta wait till all the evidence come out. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. It's frustrating, but it is.
And I was just going to bring it back to when we were saying like believe the victim or protect the victim. Well, we saw that Sabrina Peterson decided to make those accusations against T.I. and Tiny, and now she's having to pay for that financially. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let
Great
it go
point.
through the courts, and when you get your judgment, then you go after that person and you get them for everything that they got. So it's not jumping straight off. You got to let things play out.
No, I got you.
All right, y'all.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
for
end this
having me.
here.
Okay.
Thanks
Now,
everyone
what
for
time you going
joining.
live?
I'm going live in about 30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
45
But hold
minutes
on,
later.
stay on. I want to talk to you before you go live. You and Ralph.
Okay.
Thank you, Tori. I appreciate you
All
calling
right,
in.
I'll see
Thanks for
y'all.
having us
I'll
again.
see y'all over there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
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 All right, you guys. Thank you. We will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be me, Perry, Denot, and Ralph. We got to give
Period. I
ourselves
like
a
this.
name. The dream team. We will be back,
Awesome.
y'all, with some good stuff tomorrow. But we got to talk about it tonight. All right.
Okay.
On 3, take us out, Perry.
Fuck this shit, I'm
Fuck
out.
this shit, people. We out.
This shit, I'm out.
Hey.
Don't mind me.